All right, so moving on to the next segment, we're going to address the elephant in the room. And I'll be sharing my thoughts on if the NFL should break away from the tie system. So, yes, I do believe that the NFL should break away from the tie system. We put out a poll for you guys earlier this week on our Instagram account, and 88% of you guys agreed with me that the NFL should break away from the tie system and NFL games should end with a declared winner. We've seen several changes in the NFL, whether it's overtime rules, kickoff rules, the fact that you can't kick an onside kick until the fourth quarter. We have an extended week of football and an NFL season where teams play 17 games. We need to move in the next direction with a dramatic change of the NFL breaking away from the tie system. Now, a lot of older NFL fans probably still like the tie system because this could shake up the NFL conference standings, division standings. But at the end of the day, guys, we got to break away from this. I was at that Cowboys-Packers game on Sunday night. Do you guys know how awkward it was with Cowboys fans and Packers fans leaving AT&T Stadium, watching 5 quarters of an instant classic with a total of 80 points scored combined with no winner or loser? It was like a pin drop. You could hear a pin drop leaving AT&T Stadium because it was so awkward. Fans didn't know to celebrate or to be sad that the fact that the game ended in a tie. These NFL players are getting paid millions and millions of dollars to play a child's game and live their dream. Only American sports that ends in ties are T-ball, the T-ball league that's out there, the MLS for soccer, they end in ties. But you look at the other professional leagues like the NBA, they could play 6 to 8 overtimes with a declared winner. You look at MLB, they're going to play baseball in extra innings no matter how long it takes to get a declared winner. Hockey, the same thing. They're going to play until there's a declared winner. College sports don't even end in ties. So the fact that the NFL, the biggest American sports league, ends in a tie is just heartbreaking to fans that love the game. And for teams as well. You bust your ass to play in these extra quarters only for the game to end in a tie. I think this is something that NFL owners, the commissioner should sit down with at the offseason and sit down and really talk about a way to move into a different direction, a new era, and end the tie system and have a creative way to declare a winner in NFL overtime games. Now, honestly, we've seen the overtime, going back to the overtime rule, we've seen the overtime rule change over the years in the playoffs and the regular season with teams complaining that they do not get a chance to score touchdowns after the other team scores touchdowns. This really happened when Patrick Mahomes did that to Josh Allen, that classic playoff game that happened back in the 2021-2022 NFL playoffs in that divisional round game. 5 quarters ending, when you play 5 quarters in the NFL and it ends in a tie, it's just silly. I feel like there's ways to improve the overtime system to have a declared winner. So I have 3 ways for you guys to think. 3 ways for you guys to think about how the NFL overtime rules can be changed. So, potential ways to end a tie system. These are my potential ways to end a tie system. 1 would be after 5 quarters of an NFL overtime game. If it's still a tie after 5 quarters in overtime, you should let the kickers duel it out. Let me say that again. After 5 quarters and the game is still tied in an NFL overtime game, what they should do moving forward is let kickers duel it out. We're in a era where kickers can make 50-yard field goals with ease. And you're starting to see kickers like Brandon Aubrey and several others have confidence to kick 60, 65 plus. The Jacksonville Jaguars kicker made a 70-yard field goal during preseason. But I think you can have kickers duel it out. They start at the 30-yard line and take it from there. If the kicker misses and the opposing kicker makes the field goal wherever they missed the kick and the opposing field goal kicker makes it, that could determine a game. I think that's a really good strategy that the NFL should think about after 5 quarters of NFL overtime to have a declared winner. You could also play sudden death rules in overtime after the 5th quarter and there's still a tied ball game in overtime, just like college football rules. Alternate the rules, alternate possessions with teams starting at the 25-yard line with no game clock. Have similar rules like that. Or you can honestly just use the overtime playoff format that you have already in the NFL playoffs and just use it for the NFL regular season, having a declared winner. So I think we're in an era where fans are deserving to see games not end in ties. I think the tie system is very silly with the NFL weekly season having 17 games in a regular season, 18 weeks total, and then going on to the playoffs to play football. I think there should be a declared winner in every NFL game that is played. I think this is something that should be talked about with the owners, the commissioner during the NFL offseason. I think we should see a change because we've seen it change everything else. Everything else is changing. Again, the overtime rules, the kickoff rules, onside kicks only being in the fourth quarter, extended NFL season. Why not give us a new change in the NFL with having a declared winner in overtime moving forward?